love you, Dad.
Without my dad, this island feels very different. The two of us would come here for 3 weeks during the summer.
Hello, little boy. What you got there?
We would curl up in sleeping bags inside a little fishing shack on top of dusty air mattresses.
Listen, but if a wolf was broadcasting from those hills, he was not on my wavelength. George, who'd been sleeping on the crest of the esker, suddenly sat up and cocked his ears forward and pointed his long muzzle toward the north. After a minute or two, he threw back his head and howled.
Albert Einstein was a genius and one of the greatest physicists of all time. Einstein was born of Jewish parents in Ulm, Germany. He spent many years in Switzerland, becoming a Swiss citizen in 1901.
At our marriage, I presented Helen with a modest gold watch. This depleted my capital to such a degree that my bank statement revealed a sum of $25 to begin my new life with my bride. Now a partner, I was starting from scratch. I first inhaled the fresh air of the old country and heard its wildlife more than 30 years ago. I plunged myself in its pleasures, fishing for trout, hunting for berries and edible flowers in its pine-scented air. The great bat drove the strange women away and caused poor Renfield to faint from fright. The bat that had come into the room suddenly disappeared, and the smiling figure of Count Dracula stood in its place. Dracula was ready to claim his prize. Warren saw the gun barrel coming up and felt the madman tense against her. He was trying to lift her with him as he shot at Nicholas. Then she heard the screech of tires on the gravel outside the door. Was it Tommy? Please don't run through the doors always. Raoul thrust out his hand and stopped me in the doorway. He was carrying burgers in the pet crate, and the dog had started to snarl, a steady menacing rumble like a tiny chainsaw.
What is it, buddy?
Raoul whispered, but for some faint rectangles of streetlight, the store was pitch dark. Horizons begin to widen in early February. They always do. There's something about the lifting light and sky. Days no longer seem so abbreviated, in such a mad rush to reach their conclusion.